Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, people. You are back again with Talk Football, and we are live after a week. It felt like a month, to be honest, after uh, no Premier League football. It's just crazy. We got some interesting couple of weeks coming ahead of us, the Big Six in particular. It's going to be a busy period. Everybody's excited to see Ronaldo back. We'll be taking a look at all the all the fixtures that are coming up against the Big Six and the other teams in the next couple of days or so, and then we will be reviewing it. After the game, we will hopefully be doing another stream tomorrow with regards to the Fantasy Premier League, because that is important to see how Team Talk Football does in the Fantasy Premier League. I'm your host, Avante Anthony. Thank you for tuning in. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and share the stream so more people can join in. I always welcome your comments and your thoughts. It's going to be very interesting. More you guys participate with us, the more it helps the stream as well as us, and it motivates us to do more things. Great shout out to followers on Facebook. We just surpassed 2,000 followers on Facebook, which is brilliant. Massive thank you to you guys. Take part in our streams. Go watch us in our previous streams as well. We always give an opportunity. These streams are always funny. Opinionated. We like people who challenge us to come and join us. So let's get into it. As I said, I'm your host, Avante Anthony. We will be joined by Flo and Tilina later on the stream as well. So let's get into it. Great to see one of our mates from Facebook, one of my old mates, Avishka, watching us in. Thanks, Avishka, for for your for your beautiful comments. Come back to Sri Lanka. People are waiting for you. I hope they are. I'm a lovely guy. Everybody misses me when I'm gone. I think that's what you mean. Uh, so I mean, not in this pandemic, bro. Not yet. We are in lockdown anyway. It's been a crazy couple of weeks without football, so it's just crazy. Uh, and thank you for all the love and support that you guys have given us, and also following us on our streams. Um, just before we talk about the fixtures ahead this weekend, let's talk about what happened with the Brazil FA. Um, all Brazilian players, I think, except Richarlison, is not available to play in any of the Premier League games this weekend. That is mainly because the Premier League did not allow Brazilian players to go into Brazil to play their games. I'm not sure how I feel about this, because I think it's a bit crazy. The situation is, if the players left to Brazil, they have to, when they come back to England, they have to quarantine for 14 days, which is absolutely ridiculous because the games are coming in thick and fast. So 14 days would mean 2 weeks. 2 weeks means 4 games, maybe 4 important games. So I understand the fact that the players are not allowed to go to Brazil to play for their national teams. However, it's not like the Premier League has said do not go for the World Cup or anything. These are the World Cup qualifiers, and these teams can do without these players. And also the matter of the fact is, uh, it's not very COVID safe in the venues that the games were supposed to be held as well. So these players are paid by these Premier League clubs. They're paid a lot of money to play for these Premier League clubs, and I just don't understand why the Premier League wouldn't like. I just don't understand why the Brazil FA couldn't understand this. It's like a massive power play between the Premier League clubs and the Brazilian FA. Uh, and it's just ridiculous in my opinion. I mean, it's just they just want to show off, I would say, from their point of view. According to all of this, there will be some certain big players that will be missing from these games. Um Chelsea will be missing Thiago Silva for the game against Aston Villa. Uh, Liverpool will be missing Fabinho, and Ellison. Uh, I believe I believe Manchester City will be missing Gabriel Jesus and Ederson for the upcoming game due to this ban. And this is good news for Manchester United fans because Fred would not be a part of the team. So everybody wants every Manchester United must be fan must be very very happy that Fred is not going to be playing the next game because as we have seen, Twitter had gone into a meltdown saying free Donny. Hopefully, Donny will be free together with Cristiano Ronaldo for this weekend to come in and play. Everybody's expecting Cristiano Ronaldo to come in and bang in a couple of goals, make it like a 4-5 nil, maybe a hat trick at Newcastle, because that's the only team he has scored a hat trick against in the Premier League. Um, I don't know. I don't know. It's going to be an interesting weekend. It is all winnable games for the big six plus Arsenal, because Arsenal is not a big club anymore. I mean, they are a big club, but they cannot be considered in the big six right now. Once they crack into the big six, we will consider them in the big six. Um, so it's just a bit weird right now with the FA and so on and so forth. In other news, a little bit of transfer news before we get into the fixtures. Antonio Rudiger has not. He's still undecided on his contract with Chelsea, so there is a chance that he might be joining Real Madrid as well. All you Chelsea fans out there, must be feeling a bit worried right now when Antonio Rudiger is not renewing his contract. I just don't understand why he wouldn't, but there is a chance that he might be joining Real Madrid, and we see what Real Madrid is doing right now in the market. They are looking to build a super team again. So I mean, I don't blame Rudy for going into Real Madrid. So I really do like him if he would stay. I would really really appreciate it, and I would love it if he could stay at Chelsea. So continue and maybe finish his career at Chelsea, because I think Rudiger is an amazing footballer, and I just love him to bits. Uh, in other news, Manchester United is looking at Declan Rice this January or next summer. So the interests have been increased after Chelsea securing the signing of Saul Niguez um, to the club. Chelsea has officially loaned him in from Atletico Madrid. So the situation is that it's still not an obligation to buy, it's an option to buy. So it depends on whether Saul performs or not. If he doesn't, there is a chance that Chelsea might go back for Declan Rice next summer. uh, and we as in Chelsea are still looking at Aurelian Tchouameni as well. um, and Manchester United, they do know that uh, Declan Rice's first choice is Chelsea. So even though it's his first choice, there is I mean, it's not an ironclad fact that uh, Declan Rice is joining Chelsea, because Chelsea has a lot of options right now. We have Billy Gilmore that is on loan, and if he develops, he's putting in some performances as well. So Billy is said to come back. Uh, Chouameni is a little bit of a cheaper option, maybe a much more better option as well. Uh, if Saul performs, there you go. We just sign him for about 30 million. Chelsea is also looking very closely at Jude Bellingham as well. Jude Bellingham would be another option, which would be a little bit more cheaper than Declan Rice. Declan Rice would cost about 80 million and 250,000 pounds a week in wages. Do you really want Declan Rice to be a part of Chelsea? If we are looking at so many options, I would wait and see how Saul does. If he does well, we sign him, and maybe, you know, if we really needed it, we can go and try and sign Chouameni or Bellingham. I much rather prefer them than a Declan Rice, because I think it's just too expensive, isn't it, for Deckers? Uh, it's it's ridiculous in Declan Rice's uh, transfer fees. I mean, I understand why they're demanding those types of wages. It's completely understandable. However, I mean, uh, I don't want. I don't want that signing. Is just my opinion. In other news, Chelsea is looking at pursuing Jules Koundé again in January as well. The reason is Jules Koundé is a long-term target of Chelsea. They have been looking at him for the past 2 years, and yeah, so we we as in Chelsea has said, like, if if Jules Koundé is not going to come in this summer, we are still going to try with him in in January, or if not possible, we will be trying for him again in September. In the summer transfer window again. So Jules Koundé is still on. You guys, it's still a transfer that we are looking at it very very closely. There is also loose talks that we might be looking at Koulibaly as well, a potential replacement for Antonio Rudiger if he actually decides to leave. Um, Clubs don't wait until the transfer window anymore. We just go ahead and do what we have to do with regards to all of these things. So it's just crazy ridiculous right now with all this with the transfer market and how things are run right now with football clubs. Uh, so yeah, so that's basically it. So that's that's pretty much it for the roundup of what's been happening in the footballing world. So Manchester United fans, they are excited to see Ronaldo back in Old Trafford. Am I really concerned that Ronaldo is back as a Chelsea fan? To be honest, no. I just don't see the hype around all of this. I mean, it's a good signing, but that's about it for me. So I don't know. I just don't see it. I really can't see it. It's for me. It's for me. That's that. For me, it's like a big deal. Ronaldo is back. Woohoo! I believe that money that was spent for Ronaldo would have been better spent on a DM or a midfielder, because that's where their real problems lie. With that 15 to 20 million that they spend plus his wages, when you calculate all of them together, they could have gone for another. They could have gone for a central midfielder and fill that void, because they do have some good strikers with them, and maybe go on for Ronaldo next year if he was still available. Uh, but they're Manchester United. They should be able to do it anyway. It is what it is with these things. But for me, it's just a signing that is here nor there. So for me, I just don't. I'm not hyped about all this Ronaldo nonsense. For me, I just look at him as another player who is coming into the Premier League. He's a 36-year-old. He will score some goals, but does he make the Manchester United team better than the Chelsea team or a Liverpool team or a Manchester City team? No. Simple as. Yes, if he was 30 years old, I would say yes. This is a 36-year-old Ronaldo, Um and it's still Manchester United who has some holes in the team, whereas you got teams like Manchester City and Liverpool and Chelsea, and maybe also Tottenham, who are much more complete when it comes to the teams. So for me, the way I look at it is, I'm not afraid to say that Chelsea, Manchester United, and Manchester City are title favorites. But does he make that team exponentially better than the other teams? That's my honest opinion. And we are joined by a Manchester United fan. Hey, bro, Tilna, what's
Hey
up?
man, what's up? What's up? What's up? How's it
Not
going?
nothing much. It's all going good. As in lockdown, as you can see from my luscious beard, it's all. I've let it go for a while.
I see.
Excited to see Ronaldo back this weekend.
Definitely, definitely. It's going to be, I think, one of the most viewed Premier League weekends in
Do
the
you know that
recent history.
they're not even showing that game on prime television in the UK?
Yeah, but
Manchester
that's because
United versus
they
Newcastle.
didn't, yeah, that's not because it's Ronaldo, it's because they didn't book the game. They didn't
I
book
know,
the
but
game.
that's
Sky, yeah.
they could have changed it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day,
I
he is a box
think
office
that
draw.
Yeah, I think so, but I think it's too late now for Sky to go back on it. But then again, there are other ways to look at it. There are other, you know, uh, people watching it.
But
I don't think it's only the people in UK. When you consider Manchester United, it's not just people who are watching Sky,
no, no,
it's
I'm not
people
saying that.
around the
I'm,
world.
I'm not saying that. But I mean, like, it would be nice for all the fans in the UK to watch it
Definitely.
on their television set. However, I would say a lot of people who will be streaming the game on websites will be seeing some traffic coming their way. I think. So
Definitely. And also, I
we
think
are graced. Also, we are graced by the presence of a man who is hurt at this moment. I would like to add him to the stream. He is smiling, but he is sad. You can see it from his face. Flo is back with us. Flo, how are you doing?
I am not sad to start the podcast. E-
he's actually happy, right? I mean, it was the
Everything has a
international break.
time. We had a
Yeah.
time. Well, I'm not really satisfied because my team did not perform really well, but just the last game we had a win, but it's okay. But
Yeah, no, no, that's quite good. I mean, that's really good. To be honest, guys, I have to tell you this. I'm really happy to be doing these streams again. I'm actually very, very happy because it's been a week that felt like a bloody month. To be
that's true. That's
honest,
true.
it's,
That's
Definitely.
true.
it's
Yeah.
why do we have these stupid international breaks? I would not know. I
They
just
should be banned. I'm telling you, it should be banned. And especially, I mean, Ronaldo signed and he didn't play that weekend. And I mean, we've been waiting and waiting and waiting.
yeah. Ronaldo played for Portugal, by the way, so
Yeah, he played for
scored a
Portugal.
couple of
But then
goals.
again, what's
And also
important is, yeah,
because of this international break, maybe one good thing happened to the Manchester United fan base. Fred is banned this weekend. So,
yes,
so,
Yeah. But
so
Fred is banned.
you talk about international. I do understand. Being a Premier League fan, all of us, we just want to see we just want to see football every week, every
yeah,
weekend,
but
literally.
the problem flow that I have is it's only 3 games into the league and it was getting heated up and suddenly it just stopped. After 5, 6 games, I don't mind it, but just literally just to a
That's
standstill
true.
after
I agree
three
with you.
games.
3 games was way too quick. Way too
Way
quick.
too quick, isn't it?
That's true. I
And
agree.
yeah, what are your thoughts about these Brazilian players being banned from playing next game. Apparently, Richarlison is not banned. Apparently, Everton has pulled something off from
Because
somewhere.
I don't think he went to Brazil.
No, no, no.
Did he
No,
go?
Nobody went to Brazil.
they were banned by the clubs from going to Brazil. So
That's right.
because of
Yeah.
that, the Brazilian FA said these players who didn't show up have to be banned for a certain number of games
Only
or
one game as of yet.
one game.
I mean,
So
what's
One
kind
game
of
either
as
way,
of
good,
yet.
this is not nice for football. Like everyone, because football is a game of fan. It's for us
Mm.
fan. Every fan in the world just want to watch football. So when you got government bodies who just get involved and do whatever they like, I mean, example, the Brazil Argentina game. Have you seen the fiasco there?
Yeah.
yeah,
It's just
Oh my
maddening, isn't it?
gosh, it was unbelievable. I mean,
Leave
could
it to
you?
but
Tottenham to do and go and do some bullshit like that. No,
it's not just
Tottenham.
Tottenham. I mean, all of those players have
Wendy.
lied, saying that they were in the UK. So, in a way, it's the fault of the player as well. You have to disclose where you're coming from because you're
No,
supposed to
100%. Like
quarantine.
the thing is, I understand where the Premier League clubs were coming from as well, saying to their players, do not go for these games because you have to be quarantined for another 14 days until you play a game. And to be fair, most of their revenue streams that are coming into these players are coming from the Premier League clubs as well. So the Premier League clubs want to protect their asset, if you may, more than anything else, then letting him go. It's just only one game or maybe maximum of two games, which they would have to, because and those countries aren't COVID safe at the moment as well. What if one of them contracted the virus and then brings it
Definitely,
back to the team? It's just gonna hurt the team in general, and they have to look at it, not just throw out your toys out of the pram and be like, yeah, yeah, you guys can come and play football for us in your band right now. Fuck you, Brazil. That's what I have to say. And to be
I
honest,
don't care.
uh,
I'm happy. I really
you're
don't
happy
care.
because
Yeah,
you are happy because Fred is not going to be playing. That's
yeah.
the only
Because
happiness you have.
Ollie is going to put him in there. Ollie is going to put him in there. Only thing that could have done something was the hand of God, and hand of God played a role.
And um, Liverpool is going to be missing three players: Fabinho, Firmino, and Alisson, which
Listen,
is not a good thing for Liverpool in because
who are
they're
they
not
playing, by the
that.
way?
Liverpool are playing Leeds.
It's okay. They can afford that.
Yes, but their squad isn't that thick, and when you have players like Leeds who will just and Leeds is also missing Rafinha, so that's another big miss for
Big
them.
blow. I think for
Big,
them, because Rafinha, the impact he has for Leeds is immense. He's probably
is
one of the
massive.
best. He's a pillar in the team. So I
Mm.
think they have more loss than Liverpool because at the end of the day, in Liverpool, comparison to Leeds, have a much bigger squad. So they should win the game.
Yeah,
Ideally, they should win the game.
and Gabriel Jesus and Ederson is missing from Manchester City, and Thiago Silva is missing from Chelsea. But that's fine. But I think big Chelsea is playing Aston Villa, and Aston Villa is missing Emi Martinez and Emi Buendia because of the Argentina
Yeah.
fiasco.
And I
So
think
there you go.
we got our Brazilian player, but he can play because he's not in the international squad. Gabriel.
Yes, yes, Gabriel, he escaped it. I don't
He
know
might be
how
the
he did.
only. He might be the only Brazilian playing in the league.
No, and Richarlison.
And
That's it.
Richarlison, how did he manage that?
I don't know.
Since
I don't
he
know.
tinted, since he's tinted his hair, I think he's a scale for some reason.
I don't know.
Have you-
He's just
No, he's top player. I mean,
he's a
PSG.
good player, but I just think he's just too a bit too arrogant. Sometimes he
But you
needs
got
to dial it down a bit.
Nah, man. I think when when you know you're a player, you gotta have the arrogance. That's how you can be a world class player. And
Yeah,
you gotta have a bit
I
of
get that.
arrogance. You gotta have a bit of arrogance.
I
But
get that.
I
No,
heard Richarlison, he's the most funniest guy in the whole squad for Brazil.
Mm,
Yeah, he's the
That
number
that's
one
that's what
entertainment.
somewhere I read that as well.
Neymar,
Apparently, he's a
Neymar,
big.
Neymar, all of them, they all say, yeah, Richarlison, he's the funniest. He's the one who does banters and all the time. So
Oh,
he seems to be a good character. The perception that we have as fan, obviously, is a lot different because we only see what we have to see, what we can see.
yeah. We only thing that we can see is whatever is on TV. You know.
Exactly.
And it is going to be a big couple of 3-4 weeks for these big clubs as well, because Champions League is back this starting this week, I think,
Oh,
and it's going to be quite good. I think Thinner just dropped off for a sec. um, it's going to be massive. It's going to be massive. uh, is it is this a make or break game for Arteta, Flo?
no,
You don't think so?
no, not at all. You know, we had a good week and a half, 2 weeks from the international break, and
I think Arsenal needed that break right now.
yeah, we were desperate. I think even the fan needed to rest. I think everybody needed a rest. Arteta needed a rest. Players needed a rest from the club, and having an overall picture, like the project that Arsenal wants to do, and that's not just Arteta, that's beyond Arteta, above Arteta. Edu, the owners, Vinay, the project that they have is not a short fix. They want
Yeah,
to build a foundation. So, and I think now looking at what they have purchased, they are planning for long term. They're not planning for short term. So Arteta is not going to be for short term. So, and Norwich, even if you lose Norwich, if you lose the next, if you lose all the games to Tottenham, and if we lose to Tottenham, I think at that time there'll be a red card to him. I don't think the owners, the board will get rid of him. That's
So
not going to happen.
Arsenal are facing Tottenham, is it?
no,
In about
Norwich.
no, yeah, not in 4 weeks.
No, okay.
Well, in the fourth game of the Premier League. So
Because for me, I understand what Arsenal are trying to do. I'm not saying that I don't understand. It's what they like. It's a good project that they're
it's
trying to
good,
do.
but it's a bit too
It's a
late. That's the
it's
only
a
thing. It's a
it that
bit too
that's
late.
what I mean. Like, that's what I was coming to say, right? I understand, because it's a project very a little bit similar to what like what Chelsea is trying to do right now with the young players, bleeding them in, and then passing on the mantle and then going on forward like that. But I believe you need a much more experienced man and a much more better experienced board of directors up there to choose the correct players for the club Arsenal, not just a guy who's sitting there saying, somebody called me and said this guy is good, let's go by him. Not
You know,
that way, you know what I
and
mean?
and secondly, I think it's unfair on Arteta what he's going to,
It's unfair for him as well.
because he's not he don't choose the squad. He don't choose the. He must have a big say. Yes.
He must have a say.
However, look at the criticism he's about to get. Look at the criticism that he got already. It's unbelievable. He's been. Probably the.
But then it's his fault as well, right?
Yeah,
It is his
fine.
fault as well.
You can put
absolutely.
out. It's like this, the transfers and all. Of course, it's on the board or whoever. But then what matters is, okay, you have to
The
put out an 11.
performances.
How they perform, their attitude, that is under the control of the manager. So
I agree. I
yeah.
agree totally.
The performances are the issue here, I would say. And the thing that I see, the problem here is still coming into that board of directors, right? They chose Arteta when Ancelotti was available.
The cheap one.
They chose the inexperienced, the cheaper option to Ancelotti. So when you look at it, yes, Arteta might become a great manager. Maybe he would become this great
Not now.
manager in the
Not
future,
now.
not right
Yeah,
now.
not now.
It's
Not now.
too big for him, what he has to do. You should have gone with a much more experienced manager like Ancelotti, maybe even a Jose, or maybe even somebody else, like just to bring that, aura into the club where
No,
this
I
manager
agree
would
with you.
nurture these players.
I completely agree with you. But there's one thing, at the same time, we can blame Arteta what he does on the pitch, because that's his responsibility.
Yes.
He decides the squad. He decides the team. He does the changes. He does the training.
Tactics.
He set up the tactics. He does the whole thing. That's down to him. But that's one
Yeah.
thing you can't take off him. I mean, when you go against Man City, the game that we had when we got hammered 5-0 against from Man City a couple of weeks ago. When you got Gundogan, who's only 5'4", 5'5", 5'6", you know, like he reached me here.
He's not the tallest guy. Let's put it that way.
You know, like he comes to me here. I'm 6'1", he comes to me here. And when you got defenders who can't, the ball's coming like overpass them, and that guy managed to jump over them, that's not acceptable.
That is not acceptable.
And you cannot blame Arteta for that. You can only blame the players for that. And that's
I think
the positioning.
I think Arteta might have his goodbye call probably end of this month or maybe next month. If they don't at least get to, not this month, maybe next month. So if they don't get to maybe 15 or 20 points by end of October.
I think the rumors are October until the next international break. Because I think there's another break coming up.
I also agree on this, right? Arsenal squad has been hit by a little bit of a COVID outbreak as well, and they're missing a couple of players, some key players, and then some couple of players who are injured as well. And I completely agree on that. But the thing is, you don't walk into Brighton and pay 50 million and come back with Ben White. You come back with Bissouma. That's my humble opinion. You come back with the Bissouma.
Your opinion is validated. Absolutely, I validate your opinion all the way.
You come back with the Bissouma. Maybe go with a defender like Kurt Zuma or something like that, who is about 30 million.
I saw Kurt Zuma playing lately. and I've been like, he played for France 3 games for France, the last 3 games. I don't want him in my team, and the reason why, I think he's not ready mentally, in the sense that he's too heavy. He's very heavy, and as a forward, you can overstep him. Not that he made any mistake with France, but I watched the whole game, and I really watched him closely, and there are a few things that did not appeal to me. And
that's the reason why we got rid of him as well. So
I think it's unfair because he was not given a chance at Chelsea.
To be honest, he played most of the games in Chelsea last year.
Come on.
Yeah, more than
that was under Lampard. Under Lampard, under Tuchel. Tuchel said it himself. He said he didn't give him a chance.
No, 100%. Like under Lampard, he played the most games, and I think out of all the defenders, he scored the most goals because he's a very good aerial threat. He's brilliant aerially in corners, and he's always a threat. However, like for me, I would say you go get a Bissouma from a Brighton, and then maybe look at another defender.
You go to Brighton. If you go to Brighton, you want to get a defender, get Dunk.
Yeah, or Lewis Dunk. Dunk is brilliant.
Pay him 40 million, 35 million. He's 26 years old. He's proven in the Premier League. 6'4". He's a giant. He's a captain. He's a leader. Like those players, the young players need to have seniority around them, and this is what we lack in our team. We don't have seniority, and Xhaka is not. I mean, in my humble opinion, he's a senior player, absolutely. But if he would have more senior player around him with more leadership skill, because we are missing leaderships, and this is what and that's come from Arteta. I'm sorry to say, because Arteta,
and even Aubameyang also needs to set an example. To be honest, he's not showing any sort of anything. He's not
screaming. We need a Henderson, like a Jordan Anderson type player, someone who will scream at his player. Even you guys watch rugby because we all know rugby. I mean, look at the New Zealand player before playing. They play the haka. They boost themselves. They slap themselves. They slap their face. Sometimes you need. I mean, there are players. I mean, there are coaches before putting you on the pitch. They slap you. Gone. Boom. And that's what we need. We are too soft. We are too soft. We are beautiful. We're not tricky. We're not dirty enough. And sometimes you got to be crafty. Play the Diego Costa game. Like we need to have a.
No, 100%. To be honest, Flo, The way that we played against Liverpool with that 10 men, it's not that it was a Tuchel masterclass or anything. Yes, we set out to play that way, but that was actually instilled to us by Jose Mourinho. If you go back, roll back the years, the way he played, the things that he instilled into that team just to stay there, make the game shitty and as shitty as possible to get a result, make it as dirty because we weren't playing well, we were just making it too difficult for them to play
The
well.
thing is, you guys
But
got
it
leaders. Like
you need to do that.
you got Aspilicueta, top leader. You know, like
Oh,
he's a very good
SP is
leader.
brilliant.
You got Rudiger as a top leader. You got Lukaku.
Thiago Silva coming in as well.
You know, those are captain. You know, they are captain. They play for the badge. And they know how to win games without even playing well.
Hmm.
And that's what you need around you. And that's what they've
And
done. I mean,
also
but Liverpool against Chelsea did not do enough. This is something like
no,
they did not create enough. There was not enough creativity. There was the front three,
the
nothing,
front three are stale.
nothing.
And I think I made that point as well last week. It's not that, Chelsea defended well. Of course they did, but then it's not that they put in a, fantastic performance. It's just that
No, no,
Liverpool didn't show up.
yeah, absolutely.
Liverpool didn't show up.
They didn't no threat. I mean, the keeper
There
was
is
all right.
the thing is you got to look at it in both ways. One thing is the only thing that they did was they took shots from long range. Every
They
shot that they took was from long range.
Yeah, that means they're not risk takers. They haven't taken
No,
any
they don't
risks.
take a
No,
risk.
it's not. In my opinion, I don't think it's the risk. It's just that their weakness is showing. Their weakness is the front man. They don't have a front man like Lewandowski or maybe Lukaku or Cavani or even like Olivier Giroud. Someone who is at the point who's willing to come in for the cutbacks, the crosses, or
Yes,
Boom.
whatever that
but the thing is, they never
Salah
played
and
with a
Mane
striker
put
for
in.
4 years. They never played with a
Yeah,
striker
but
for
that's a
4 years.
change. But you need a change because you can't
It,
always have
this
Yeah,
is
same squad.
even
completely
then,
on
even
Liverpool's
then,
recruiting.
Yeah, I mean,
This
even
is
then, their
completely on
weakness
Liverpool's
was
recruiting.
even the season that Liverpool won the league, their weakness was Firmino because they didn't have a front man.
It,
Luckily, Salah was in form, Mane was in form, so that
now
worked
Mane
out for
is not
them.
on form. Thank God Salah was on form last season. What
Yeah,
happens
so
if one of those two gets injured? What happens when those two goes to AFCON?
yeah, so that's my
Who-
point that
are
their
you gonna
weaknesses are showing.
is Divo Korigi coming and coming into the scene to do
no,
what
because
Salah
one
does?
thing, I mean, don't underestimate Origi. He's a top player. Origi, huh? He was not given. He's not given enough chance. You see,
It's
if you see his stats for Belgium for the national team to get into the Belgium team, it's not easy.
it's not easy.
Origi and
Batshuayi,
Batshuayi,
Batshuayi.
they got a very good credential,
Hmm?
but it's just for me a team like who's the Champions League winner, who won the Premier League, who wants to win every cup that's available. You need the number 9. You need a good number
You
9.
need there
Firmino
is
is
a
not enough. Firmino was amazing, was great. Keep him as a backup striker to when if the number 9 doesn't perform, put him on. Yes, but you need someone
even
who's stable.
Jota needs to play a lot better. He needs to up his game as well. He
No, he's
needs to
good.
give more into them.
I
He's
like
good,
Jota.
but he
He's
needs to
good.
give more.
But like Tina said, I'd rather have Olivier Giroud at that time against a Chelsea who only played with 10 players, and then whip the ball. Fine, whip the ball.
Hmm.
You know he's gonna get ahead.
Cross
You know that's gonna be the ball will come back, and that on the rebound something might happen. We don't know on the rebound what happened.
100%, 100%. And look at what we did. We restricted all their crosses because we put in all the taller guys in, and Mane wasn't good enough to do anything within the box. So they started taking shots from outside. Thank
And
God we did not have Kepa in goal, to be honest.
if you look at the way Chelsea played, also they had a point man. Whatever attacks that Chelsea
Oh,
could get
yes.
when they were 10 men down were Lukaku was the point man on that. So
To be
that clearly
honest, I
showed
would
that. Yeah.
say we had the best chance in Kovacic going through on goal. Unfortunately, it was Kovacic who was through on goal. He doesn't score at all. He never scores, and that's Kovacic. But it's just I mean, to be fair, in that game, I would say if we had 11 men, I'll just still make the argument that we would have won.
Of course,
Easily, I would say
of course. I think Chelsea
we
would
would
have
have
won
won.
11 against 11.
We
I think
11 against 11, we
Chelsea at the moment
would
is the
have
team
won.
to beat. Chelsea is the team to beat right now. So you are the team to beat. We
But a
yet to
fair
see.
point, I would say it's a
We
fair
are
point on how
we
that game went.
we yet to see once Varane and CR7 Ronaldo comes into United, then how they're gonna play, we don't know. But I tell you something, the last game for France, Varane played. I tell you what, the defense looks so much better with Varane.
Yeah,
So much
I
better.
mean, Flo, me and you, we had this conversation on one of our calls one day. Remember when I said, Manchester United should have gone for a central midfielder then paying for Ronaldo, and first, none of you guys agreed, but then Flo, when we were speaking, you were saying, I understand what you're trying to say here. I mean, yes, Ronaldo, if he's available for that amount, yes, you buy him. I'm not saying you do not buy him. You buy him. But your real problem, as we just started off the stream as well, you were so happy that Fred wasn't in it. You know,
Hmm.
then you know how crucial that that middle of the park is, because games can be won and games can be lost in that middle of the park.
I think
Yeah,
McTominay is really good. I
Yeah,
yeah.
but
think
I think
McTominay is not
McTominay.
available.
why
Yeah,
not?
that's correct. McTominay is not available,
Surgery.
but
Oh.
he's coming. He'll be coming back into the team in the next few weeks. And then we've got Donny van de Beek, who's put on a bit of weight. He's
Yeah, but
been in the
Donny has
league for
come
a
and
year.
said that he doesn't want to play, isn't it? Donny wants to play
No,
number 10.
no. If you see the podcast he had with Rio Ferdinand, he says his position is number 6 or number 8. And before
Ah.
when he was in Ajax in the youth team, he has played as a number 6. So he's okay to play number 6. I think that's where if he plays this weekend. So let's see.
I mean, you got Matic as well. Don't forget that Matic is a top draw player.
Yes, but Matic is a bit past it right now. But
No, I
this
mean,
is the problem, right? You're paying Ronaldo 450,000 pounds a week, but you get a lot more with that money that you're spending for Ronaldo. You take that money in, you take that money that you paid as a transfer fee, you put a little bit more extra, maybe, if even if it's needed, right? You go and get uh maybe Ruben Neves from Wolves. That team would be complete if a Ruben Neves goes in there.
I think they're a good team now. I don't
No, no,
think. I
I'm not saying
think
they're a bad
now
team. I'm saying they're a top draw team.
because
Ro-
you can't have a perfect balance in every section. I mean, Chelsea, you're probably the
Where
closest.
where is our fault right now? There is no fault.
No. You can't say that because I still see your right back. Chilwell is not good. I'm sorry.
Chilwell is not playing.
Yeah, but he's not the main man. Who's your left back right now? It's
Espilicueta.
Aspilicueta. He's a senior
Espilicueta and
player.
Reece James.
No, yeah, but you can take him out. You can take Aspilicueta. He's not okay. He's a good player, good leader.
Yes, but that's the
But
thing.
you,
They are used in games differently. Like SP might play one game and Reese might play the next game, depending on who plays on the wings.
I know, but you're not hearing because Aspilicueta, you know that as much he done his days as well. Like, he's not the same guy he used to be. You got a guy like Pepe. You got a guy like Wolves. What's his name? Traore. They will kill him. They will hammer him. And
Yeah, that's
Pepe
true.
and so no, there's no squad. There's not a single team where we can say, wow, like, okay, yeah, PSG. Yeah, I mean, PSG is probably, I don't even talk about them, but they got every position covered more or less with top players in every position.
But
Sorry, guys.
Clo-
yeah,
I keep
no,
getting office
no, that's
calls.
fine. That's
Yeah.
fine. That's fine. Work comes first, always, as I say. But like, I'm just saying, like, at the end of the day, it is gonna be interesting. I mean, with the incoming of Ronaldo, it's gonna be one of the most watched weekends of football, I would say.
If he
Um,
starts, if he plays.
I think he would
Oh, I
start,
think he'll
isn't it?
start. I think,
I
yeah.
think
And
because it's a
only
home
debate,
game as well.
Then
yeah,
yeah.
only debate would be whether Cavani starts up front or Ronaldo starts up front, or whether we
Ronaldo.
change the formation
Ronaldo, bro.
to
Ronaldo
go.
has to start up front.
Ronaldo, Ronaldo.
He's
No,
not a
I don't
winger
know whether we'll go
anymore.
4-4-2. If we go 4-4-2, then of course both of them can start. And
Nah.
so
Oh.
No,
let's
Ronaldo
see.
But
will play
okay,
because now
my question to you guys: Ronaldo's in. Does this make Manchester United title favorites, or maybe winning the Premier League?
yeah, not
Yeah,
favorite. I mean, we can't say it's only three
no,
games.
yeah,
No, no. I'm
Ronaldo.
but
just
in
saying.
with
Like
a
I'm
We,
just
chance, I
saying.
would say.
you know,
In with a
Would
chance.
there's
would they
nobody,
have?
no, there are no, yeah, no many, no one can say, okay, Chelsea gonna win the league. You because you're a Chelsea
Yeah,
fan, you strong favorite, yes, but realistically, there's no in 3 games. There's 38 games on the season. You got 35 left.
Right.
So there's a
Look at my logic
long
in what I'm gonna say right now.
number.
Right.
You approach
all right,
Chelsea.
so you're
No,
saying,
no, no. I'm not talking about
dude,
Chelsea. I'm saying Manchester
the
United.
way
I'm
you're
gonna say
saying, it feels
no,
like
but you,
Chelsea has won the treble on the third week of the league.
I'm
no,
talking
but
about
at the same
Manchester
time,
United.
but
Manchester
United,
United
Manchester. But you talk about
finished
Ronaldo.
second last season,
Yeah,
right?
but we hold on, but hold on.
Ronaldo will come
We talk
into
about
that team.
Ronaldo, bro. This is
Bro, I'm
Ronaldo.
saying that's what I'm trying to say.
That guy,
Ronaldo is
he's a goal
coming into
killer.
the team. No, no, that's what I'm trying to say. Ronaldo comes into that team, adds maybe 15 goals that they don't score last year, right? That means they would let's say that gives them an extra 12 points. At the
we
points for
we
last
lost the
year's,
league last season with 11 points,
yes.
right? But
That's
here's the
just
thing.
12 points. That is only how many games? That's only 4 games that Ronaldo could make you win. Maybe it would be a 1
No,
nil.
no.
It would be just a stupid cross that comes in, and Ronaldo, with his superhuman strength, jumps up to the heavens and headers it in and makes you win that game. He gives you 4 wins like that. At that 4 wins, which is that 12 points into that last year's, because you finished last year second with the amount of points that you did, right? There is no denying that you guys did that.
There is no
You add
guarantee.
that
I
in,
still
that
don't think
means
so.
there is a very
No,
good
no,
chance for
no,
you
no,
guys
no,
to
no,
win
no.
it.
No, no, no. Here's the thing. Last
Flo, do
season
you get
was
what I mean?
very, very, very weird season, right?
Me, I'm not a stat
Because
person. I don't like to base just on
It's
stats.
yeah,
it's the
I will,
because
truth.
here's the thing. Hear me
I will
out,
tell
right?
you.
Hear me out. Hear me out. Right? Last season, I think City got around 80 something points. Don't
Hmm.
forget that a couple of seasons ago, City got 101. So it doesn't matter whether you get 12 points or 15 points more than last season. If there's another team who's going to go on a killer run and get a massive haul of points, it really doesn't matter, right?
Hmm.
We could lose the league by 1 point. We could lose the league on goal differences. We could win the league by those same metrics. So I don't think it's guaranteed. I don't think any team has it guaranteed. I mean, look at the table now. Tottenham are leading it. You never know whether they'll go on a run and they'll take it. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm saying
Me,
odds
me,
odds wise, of course, Chelsea has a good chance. I think a massive chance. City has an equally good chance. And after you take those two out, I think we are next in line for the odds.
no, but we're
But
talking
you
about
have to be
football.
ready if these two teams drop points. You have to be ready to pounce. Am I right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, that's 100%. But now the only thing of Ronaldo coming in for me that could enhance the team better or
Mm-hmm.
destabilize the team as well, because
Yeah,
now the first 3 games we saw Pogba playing on the left, right, on the wings. So and he gave assists left, right, center, and the team balance was amazing. We gotta say, it was really good. Apart from that 1-1 game,
draw. Yeah,
Or
yeah.
the Wolves game as well.
So
yeah, that's one.
so him playing on the left. So now would he play again on the left? Because you don't forget that now you got Rashford coming back. You got Sancho. I mean, you got the depth of United attack is massive. You got a
No,
massive depth.
I think the problem
Green.
was that Pogba. You see, Oli played two defensive midfielders, and Pogba used to be one of them.
That's
Right now,
He
that's not
can't.
going to
He's
work.
not a
And I think,
DM,
yeah.
isn't it?
So I think going forward, Oli is going to stick with one defensive midfielder with two attacking midfielders in front, Bruno on the right, Pogba on the left. So anyway, I think Pogba will play on the left a little bit more advanced to take advantage of his best position. So I think that's the formation that they're going to go with. I don't think Pogba will drop back. Sometimes he might have to drop back and support, but I think when we're on the attack, he'll be given the license to go up down that left flank as well.
So where do you put Greenwood?
Greenwood would play either on the right? For example, substitute for Rashford, or maybe if Rashford has a bad game. And I also think Greenwood would come in. He would even start certain games where Bruno has to rest. So either way, Greenwood, I don't think is going to lose the place. I think Rashford might lose his place. That's the way I feel like it's going to
Yeah.
go, because right now Greenwood is on form. That's a good competition. The Rashford is going to lose his place,
It's
if
true.
any. That's how it should be.
I could see that
Um,
happening as well,
yeah,
to be honest.
Yeah,
I
Rashford is going
actually
to lose
can
his
see that
place,
happening.
Greenwood he's on fire. That guy though.
He's a
and I
gunman,
also
man. He's an
think
elite,
Sancho,
elite gunman.
yeah, Sancho might take some time to adapt,
Yeah.
because from
You
what I've
have to
seen, he
give him
doesn't
time.
look
You have to
he
definitely give
doesn't
him
look
time.
100%. He doesn't look like he's in place in the Premier League. He's out of pace a little. So I
It
think
takes time for
Greenwood
them
can.
to adapt, I would say.
Yeah, so maybe Greenwood will come in for his role until Sancho
Hmm.
can come in. So it's good competition all around. Only one that I don't see fitting in is Anthony Martial. I know he got a goal in the weekend as well, but
And Fred.
yeah, so I don't think Anthony Martial will have a place going forward. I really don't.
Hmm. Oh,
Even the
okay.
French media talk. They saw him playing 2 games. They were okay, but we didn't see a good partnership with Benzema or Marshall Griezmann. That didn't work out. But you see Benzema and Griezmann, they were killer.
So, coming back on another note, what do you guys think about the Saul Niguez signing for Chelsea? I think the business that was done behind to get him into the club, I think that was a bit of a brilliant
Where is he
set of
going to
business.
play?
He's a fourth choice, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly.
He's
Your midfield is
not
packed.
even he's not guaranteed to start. He knows that as well. We were very clear with him. So it's a 5 million loan deal and an option to buy, not an obligation to buy. If he's shit, we send him back. So I think it's quite a good deal from our side. It just gives us another body, experienced body in the middle of the park, because Jorginho, Kante, Kovacic, all very good players, and plus Saul. Yes, he has not been having the best couple of years or a year maybe, but he's still a world class player. He has proven to be that, and also it gives us a little bit of a different dimension. He actually scores a couple. He scores goals as well from midfield, which is something that we don't have. Like Conte never scores goals. Jorginho scores goals because he's on penalties, but Kova doesn't scores goals. But uh, Saul, he's pretty good at what he does. And I don't see it as a risky move to be made. I think it's a smart move to be made. And if he does perform, for us to buy him is 30 million, which opens up the door for Manchester United to go and get Declan Rice from West Ham United as well. So
100 million, no
also
chance. No one's gonna buy him
No,
for
I think
100 million.
next year it'll be
80
much
million.
less.
It's 80
Too
million
expensive.
next.
He's not worth
I
It's
that
still
think
too
much.
expensive, but it's 80
I
million.
think we'll get him for less. I definitely think we'll get him for less.
No,
Apparently, Jude Bellingham is also available next year to
I
leave.
heard that
So, yeah,
80 million for Jude Bellingham to come to Liverpool.
yeah, Jude. I mean, Liverpool. Until it happens, I will not believe Liverpool because they said that they are going to do something big this season. And what did they do? They signed Konate.
No. No. They said they're not gonna buy anyone.
No, because when the Super League came out, the first thing they said is just wait, we are doing something big this summer. And then once the summer came in, first thing they did was just before everything, they signed Konate. And then they were like, okay, this season we are still recovering from the COVID hit. Next season, we are going big. And everybody thought it was Mbappe. It is not Mbappe. But it's Liverpool, as I said, it's the communist Merseyside.
How
They
about
print what they want to say. People in the Merseyside, the communist side of Merseyside, hear what they want to hear, and they they protect the club too much. And if they shit themselves this year, this is the time they will see them turn. So
I
it's
mean,
fine with me.
you know, like
But
I'm in Liverpool right now, and I tell you one thing is every Liverpoolian, every guy who support Liverpool, they know that they're not going to compete for the title. They are competing for top four right now because that's not
they
that
are
that
only a couple of injuries away from not even competing, to be honest.
they will be here and there because Liverpool is a big club. They will, I think, Klopp. I mean, it depends on the manager as well. Klopp is a top
He
manager, and
he is a top
Klopp.
manager.
So Klopp somehow, sometimes the league is won by the manager and
Yeah.
the way they plan. Now, if Klopp would have been at United, I tell you, United
Oh no, 100%.
will be title contender.
He would
Oh,
Ole,
have won.
content.
He would have won
I would
everything.
even put would have won everything. To be honest, that's what I would see them as well. But yeah, I mean, sorry to deviate from the point. So, what do you guys think about Saul coming into the Chelsea squad as a fourth
what do you want us
choice?
to say? What do you want
I
us
don't
to
know.
say? Do you want us to boost him up? Yes, he's a top player. Okay, fine. Another one to
It would
Chelsea.
be nice to hear that. It
Another,
would be nice to hear
another,
something.
Another one to Chelsea.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, mate. You got another player, top player. Well done. You know, what can we say?
Oh, thank you, thank you. I mean, so the thing is, it gives the opportunity for Manchester United to go for Declan Rice next year, which I think is a massive thing as well.
I think there's no
Because
impact. I think that's absolutely. I think Saul coming to Chelsea has no impact on Declan
there
Rice.
is no impact, to be honest. It's literally there is no impact. It's just another body for us to
I
fill.
mean,
That's it.
but one thing is good is on your training because like a lot of things goes on behind the scene and during training because he's technically gifted. That guy, he's
Mm.
really good, very good tactician. Spanish 1-to-1 game, tiki taka game, Atletico Madrid defensive mind. So he will bring another rock onto you.
Mm.
Now, like you mentioned earlier on, now if he plays the league, if he suits the league, he'll be amazing. He'll be a top player. But if he doesn't physically match up with the league, then he's not going to has no impact on you because you just got enough players around to cover that.
And that's the thing. That's why I
For
see
me, how I see this purchase for Chelsea is like a bonus.
it is a bonus.
So
That's
it's
what
a
I mean.
bonus. It's
It's
a
a
bonus.
super deal.
It's a bonus. Tuchel, here you are. If you need him, play him. If you don't need him, we'll send him back.
Exactly. And that's what I look at it. I look at it as a good deal because he's not costing us much.
Because if this deal would have happened, example, to us, we would have been talking like, sour. But we're talking to Chelsea because for you, you got the depth, you got that depth squad already. So no hard feelings.
No. And also a deal that did not happen with Chelsea is the Jules Koundé deal.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
To be honest, I
I thought that was
because
gonna happen.
it was actually gonna happen because we had a verbal agreement with Sevilla. Everything was done, and Sevilla last moment came in and said, "Oh, you've sold Zuma now. We want 60 million, not the 44 million." And Chelsea said, "No, we've agreed with you for a price, and this
No,
is what we
60
want to
million
pay.
is too much. He's not worth
This
that
is what
much.
we want to pay." And they said, "No, we want you guys to pay this much," and we just said, "Fuck off. We're not going to
No.
pay this," and
I
that's it.
think Chelsea, I
And
think that's correct decision by Chelsea not going
I
for
think so as well. I think it's a good
because
decision.
60 million is too much. 44 million for me, in my eyes, is even a lot of money because he's okay. He's a good player, yes, indeed, but he's yet to prove. He's not a proven defender, known defender. And
Yeah.
Chelsea now, like we talk about the elite clubs. Chelsea, you got Chelsea, PSG, United, Real, uh, City, Liverpool.
United.
I've mentioned United, Bayern Munich, Juventus. Even Juventus are declining now. So
And that's the
that,
thing, isn't it? When you go for a player, when you say that Chelsea is coming in to approach us, the player might be valued at 30 million. Automatically, his valuation goes up to 44 million. Whether it's Chelsea or whether it's United, or whether it's even Arsenal. Players,
I
you
mean,
have
Premier
to
League.
pay that premium. You
No,
have to
Premier
pay that premium. It's the
because
Premier League.
only the Premier League clubs can purchase that. No other.
Yeah.
I mean, look, nobody, even Bayern Munich did not do anything. Like, they done nothing.
Yeah, and the thing is, apparently this has
I think
made Jules Kounde,
Bayern got that Leipzig
Marcel Sabitzer.
striker. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
They got
Yeah,
Sabitzer as well.
but it's not wow. It's not like
No,
it's not like
I mean
a
the Bayern
known
team
wow.
is wow. The Bayern
But
team is wow. To be
yeah,
honest,
no, because that's what they're strong for. Germany are strong for that team play. They're unique. You will never see a Ballon d'Or from Germany. You will see they they. I mean, they're very this
Mm,
the synchrony is amazing.
mm,
They play well together. They're a teamwork. They're
exactly.
not. There's no individual apart from Lewandowski. Even against England, I don't know if you guys watched the game yesterday.
Oh yeah, Poland 1-1, isn't it? Jesus
Yeah,
Christ,
I mean Robert
sensational,
Lewandowski. He was. I think I don't know why he's not in the Premier League. That guy, you
sensational,
know.
isn't it?
He should have gone to Liverpool. And these are the players that Liverpool should have gone. Put 30 million on him. He's old, but you know what? He's just so good.
And that's what I mean. And
And
coming back to
Liverpool,
my
they would have gone if they would have gone for him. They would be title contender as well.
100%, and that's what I mean by this, isn't it? Liverpool should sign a couple of more players because they have some depth, but they don't have the depth as a Man
No, no,
City.
no.
They
It's
don't
small
have a
squad.
depth
They
as
have
a
a good
United
squad. They don't have a
or
big squad.
Chelsea. To be honest, even the depth of Tottenham silently have done some amazing business this transfer window. Look at the players that they have bought in. They're pretty good players as well. And I mean, to be honest, yes, at to start off the thing, it was a lot of egg on Tottenham's face because they couldn't finalize a bloody manager, for crying out loud. But once they did, they have done some very good business, and they have only spent about 60 million plus the player wages and so on and so forth. 60 million in transfer fees, and got in players like Brian Hill, that Argentinian player from the Italian league. A couple of more players here and there. And finally that guy Emerson Royale from Barcelona as well. I mean, they have done some good work. But coming
They
back to the
are
Jules,
all. They are all. All
coming back to that Jules Kunde thing, apparently, Flo, I think you're muted for some reason. Try to unmute yourself. Hmm.
So I have a feeling that Tottenham might keep up the winning streak for some time.
Hmm.
Maybe like at least until October. I don't know what will happen, but I have a feeling there'll be strong contenders, maybe even for Europe. Somebody might lose out because of that. One of the top four,
To be honest, I
and
have a
yeah,
very good feeling it might be Liverpool. Thielen. It's just a gut feeling. Just because of that squad depth, you have a massive, massive season to play, and
yeah,
injuries are inevitable. You
understood. Yeah,
can't guarantee saying that we will not have a single injury throughout the season.
yeah, of course.
I- that's how I like to look at it. I mean, like, at least get a couple of more. Yes, they sold Shaqiri and didn't replace Shaqiri. They let Wijnaldum go for free, never replaced Wijnaldum, and Wijnaldum was a key player.
That's true. Top player.
He was a key player, and Shaqiri. Yes, he was a substitute, but he was a little bit of an impactful substitute for Liverpool, and you don't even have that now.
Yeah, he had flair. Shakiri had flair. He got something in
This
him.
is what I mean.
He can score goal from everywhere.
Exactly, and this is what I mean. Why I see Liverpool in that sort of it. I mean, I'm not saying it's not an outrageous shout, but they might have a chance if they miss out on. There might be a chance where it comes out where they miss out on top four, because I believe, yes, they got the manager, yes, they got the first 11, which is the strong 11, but after that it's just shit, to be honest. Naby
Yeah.
Keita got injured while sitting on a plane. How, I don't know.
Hmm.
And that's what I mean. Like, they there are some players. Look at Ox, right? Ox when he was at Arsenal was awesome. But Ox at Liverpool, yes, he has had some good games, but very patchy games. You get what I mean? He is not the Ox that we know who played for Arsenal. So this is my problem with Liverpool, to be honest. I don't like them
Liverpool,
personally, but
Liverpool is in decline. So,
I think so as well. But nobody wants to
so
agree because
no, everyone
it's the
agree.
communist.
No, everyone agree with. I think everyone knows that Liverpool has not done enough
Oh
because
no, they haven't done enough at
they haven't
all.
done enough, and Chelsea are taking the rest up. City doesn't stop, and
Hmm.
United don't stop. Those three clubs don't stop. They will spend year after year. They will always spend. That's never going to stop. So if
Hmm.
Liverpool going to play the Arsene Wenger style, this is what Klopp is doing now. So not spending any money and try to build from the team and believe in the youth and the academy. It's all
And and
glory.
and the
That's
thing
what
is,
everyone
Klopp
wants to
won't
hear.
be there. And the thing is, Klopp won't be at Liverpool for long either. I don't think he would want to stay at Liverpool for the rest of his life. He might want to
Yeah.
go and manage Germany. He might want to manage a national club. You don't know what he we don't know what he wants to do. Maybe he wants to go and manage in Spain. Try something new. You know what I mean? Because look at Pep. 7 years at City, and he said in 2 years' time he's gonna go and try and manage an international team. Managers want to do that. You know, it happens. And what is Liverpool gonna do then? That I think that's a thing that we need to be aware of as well. And yeah, I mean, this is my issue. Even look at Arsenal, right? Yes, they did not finish at the place that they wanted to finish last season, but they still went out and spent 160 million.
You know,
Liverpool,
if Pep continues playing coaching Premier League clubs or any other club, he'll have a heart attack. That guy,
he,
he's just
he
too
will.
much. You move here, you move here. He's just like that guy. He's snoring something. That guy.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. And
I'm still surprised that Bielsa is alive. The way he's going. I expect him to drop, kick the bucket or something during a game. When you see him, he's actually sitting on a bucket every
yeah,
game. So, I mean, I don't
Yeah.
but
mean anything. I don't wish anything bad on him. But then again, like the way that
oh,
guy, he's like so intense, and he's like, he lost somebody in the battlefield or something like that.
yeah, but you know the thing why Bielsa is there at Leeds, right? He always only signs 1 year to 1 year rolling contracts. He doesn't sign long
Yeah.
term contracts, and in his contract, he needs to have full control over the club. Transfers, the running of everything has to go through Bielsa or no deal, and that's why he's still at
Yeah,
least
that's
Leeds.
that's understood.
And
But
and that's
like,
why he's not quitting Leeds or leaving Leeds because no other club wants to do that anymore.
I like his
No other club does
interviews.
it.
The guy, you always got his chances there next to him. Like sitting there.
It's
I'll
the
tell you what.
No,
funniest
no,
bloody
no.
thing.
¿Qué pasa? A la derecha, a la derecha.
Yes.
I think if Bielsa comes to Arsenal, I think that's going to be a cracking, combination. Because I mean, if Arsenal wants to play, the kind of football they played with Henry
Oh,
and Lumberg
Bielsa.
and all these other, you know,
But
great
yeah,
great
but
players.
there is talks coming out of Arsenal saying that they had a little bit of a conversation with Mr. a certain Antonio Conte to
Yeah, I
come
heard
into the
that.
club. I don't know how true it is. I don't know
I mean,
where it
behind the
is.
background, I'm
They
sure they
might
must
be
have
working on
spoken. Listen,
something.
yeah, if something goes wrong, we would like you to. What do you think? Like, hey, do just a normal call. They're all friends, they all know each other.
Yeah, but
So
to be honest, if Conte comes in, then Conte is the type of guy he would sign your contracts, come in, and if it doesn't go for him within the first 3 weeks, he would leave.
me, who I would like as a manager for Arsenal, and that's something people might disagree with me. Sam Allardyce.
Oh shit, shit.
Man,
To be honest, even I don't want to agree with
are
you.
you are
You
you
be,
expecting a relegation battle, Flo?
You know
I
who
tell you
I think
Because
would
something.
be good? For
because
me,
right now we got an issue is mental. We got a mental issue.
Dude,
This guy will
yeah.
fix them.
I think
To be
I
unless you
honest,
think.
got a relegation battle in your hands, Sam
no,
Allardyce is a no.
What are
in
we
my
doing?
humble in my humble opinion, I would like to see Graham Potter at that seat.
No, no,
He
no,
plays
no.
beautiful football. He has a proper system that is suited for the Premier League, and also a system that works for Arsenal because he plays three at the back for
I
Brighton
think
as well.
I think you need a much more experienced manager. I would rather go with Brendan Rodgers.
And Roger said he won't come.
No, I mean if you take the style of play and the experience and all of that.
Yes, but he openly said he's not going to come. So what can you
Yeah.
do? I mean, in my opinion, I mean, like what do you call this guy would be good because one thing he fits the bill, right? Three at the back. Potter Potter plays three at the back. The Arsenal need a manager to play three at the back. One, he has to be cheap. Graham Potter will be cheap. Number three, they need a yes man. Graham Potter will be a yes man because he wants a job at a big club. He fits the bill.
No, I think he's
I don't
too.
think so.
No,
He's
no,
too,
he's too
but
small.
you can't say he's inexperienced because he has experience more than Arteta.
Yeah, but you can't comp. Arteta got brings something else. He's. I mean, he
I
got
would
IQ.
I would rather
Arteta is
take,
good.
Gareth Southgate once he's done with England
Oh
next World
yeah,
Cup.
Yes, even
hundred
Southgate.
percent, hundred
To be
percent,
honest,
hundred
to be
percent,
honest,
hundred
if you
percent.
really want if the best manager to go in this direction of this youth and with everything is Maurizio Sarri.
No,
Sarri
man. I think it's Southgate. Look
is
at the way he
awesome.
built the English team. When he came in, England was crap. Utter
Yeah,
It
shit after who's that guy? Who was at Crystal Palace? What's his name?
Hodgson,
Hodgson. Hodgson had England and it was utter shit. This
Mr.
guy
Roy.
came in. Southgate came in and he said, we are going to build a team, a proper team
I mean, he
with
done
young
an
players, and he
amazing job.
built it.
For
I
me,
mean,
I even think England can win the World Cup.
definitely,
England certainly has the
100%.
players to do that.
I mean, would you think maybe, Flo, you remember 5, 10 years ago, the players, maybe take 10 years ago, even with Rooney, Lampard, Gerrard, Scholes, Ferdinand, all of them, I don't think those players were as technically gifted as the squad today for England.
Yep,
The
I
squad today for
agree.
England, they're amazing on the ball. Back then,
I
it's just
agree.
physicality, speed, and all that. Those things were
I
there.
I
But now it's
100% agree.
technically
Not
fantastic.
just that. I
I
mean,
100% agree.
Steven Gerrard and Lampard had an interview about 3 4 years ago, and they asked the question, how comes you guys did not win it? You couldn't go
It
anywhere.
was the golden era of football for
Yeah,
England as
it
well.
was a golden. And the reason what they said, okay, when you go to England, like when you got French players, Brazilian players, all the international players who play for our club, when they go back to their country, they can't wait to go to their country. They can't wait to see their friends, to see their family.
I think
They
Flo's having
couldn't.
it.
No, they couldn't wait to see the teammate, to see their international colleagues, to go back to their national team. England was we didn't have that. England
Hmm.
was like you got because we play in the Premier League, so you got the United camp. United players will eat with the United players. The Liverpool players will eat with Liverpool players. The sorry, I'm getting cold left for center.
The City players will be with the City players, and
Yeah,
the
literally.
Chelsea boys are the Chelsea boys.
There was no City then. There's
Yeah.
no. So
I just
Arsenal
had to
like
put it in. And Arsenal players would be with Arsenal players. But but my the thing is, I wouldn't say technically gifted more than them players because I believe them players who played in that team were more technically gifted than the team that is right now. I Paul Scholes, there is Declan Rice or anybody is not better than Paul Scholes or technically because Paul Scholes technically was brilliant and
Oh, 100%. But
Rio Ferdinand and them other guys who played in defense. Ashley Cole, there is nobody better than Ashley Cole.
Rio
And
Ferdinand is not as good as on the ball as John Stones. I think Harry Maguire is not that good on the ball, but John Stones is great on the ball, and I don't think there was an England centre half who
yes,
was
but the
as
thing
good.
was their thing was more than on the ball. Their main target was to defend. Them players didn't. They played a lot of
Yes,
deep, like, and this is what I mean. Like Frank Lampard is with his goal scoring,
but it doesn't
Gerrard
matter.
with his thing. But
It
right
doesn't
now,
matter.
I believe with this team, they
You
are
can't
more.
take Arthur,
I
you
believe
can't
this.
take something that they did for their clubs when they are playing for England,
No,
right?
no, that's what I'm trying
If
to
they
say.
if you
That's what I'm
take
trying to
England
say.
and England, for a fact, that generation did not get to a Euro final, and this one
Oh no,
did.
no, 100%. This is what I
Speaking,
mean. This is what I mean. Like that team, yes, they had great players, but they were players. They weren't a team. Whereas this is actually a team. You see the bond between the players. You see what they're doing on and off the pitch. They all are together all the time. For an example, like Mason Mount has a very good relationship with like Declan Rice and working with them. Look at Rashford and Sancho. They have a good bond working over there. The team is working cohesively together, which makes a massive difference. In those days, Gerrard doesn't want Lampard to score more than him, and Lampard doesn't want Gerrard to score more than him.
Yeah,
And
but
they
I
have that
think
problem
now,
as
I
well.
mean, that tells you what the job that Southgate has done.
Southgate has done
He
man management top
not ju-
notch.
and he came from the ranks as well because he was playing first the under 18. He won the under 20 World Cup at youth level. You know, like he for England. So what he has done, and I mean, look at the way he present himself as well. You know, I like the way he
Hmm.
speak, the way he talk. His
A
interviews
nice,
are
nice
very
waistcoat and all those things. The way
yeah.
he dresses, it oozes England. You know what I mean?
Oh no,
That
yeah,
is
big time, and
that
you
is
know,
what
I
it
mean, look,
is.
World Cup semi-finalists, Euro finalists. I mean, that's something that you would not think that England could reach there. No way.
Yeah, not to be honest, I'm not an England supporter when it comes to football. I'm only supporting England when it comes to rugby. I've always supported Germany in football. I always have, and I will always do that. Uh, one of it's just because I used to love Mikel Ballack from a long time ago. Even before he came into Chelsea, I loved Ballack, and for me, with this guy Hansi Flick, I think
If
something
you would have told
special.
me, if you have spoken about Lothar Matthäus, Rudy Bergkamp, oh, that's the team of Germany. Ballack was wow, but he was not.
No, but for me, I loved Belek. For some reason, I liked him as a player. You know, sometimes you get these players where you just go and say, "Oh, this guy is awesome," but he might not be the best out there. He was a classy player, but for you, he is like, "Oh, this is who I love," you know. And for me, still Belek is the same thing, and that's why I so loved when two German players came into Chelsea, and I was so happy that German players and especially German midfielders are coming into Chelsea now as well, and I was so happy about that, and yeah. However, we could speak about all of these. For days, for hours and hours and hours. Flo, how about Saturday? Uh, a little bit of a review of all the games before they kick off. Would you be able to join us?
Yeah, I mean, I should check. I can't just say that now. It's a
Right.
bit
No,
too
that's fine.
early.
That's fine. We'll share the link with you. If
Mhm.
you are able to, please join us. We would love to have you on the stream once again. And all you people who have joined us live, and also Tilina here to run back to work. I mean, work is very important. I know that you know that. you know? And
That's your bread and butter at the end of the day, you know.
yeah, exactly. And so as I said, it was so nice to have football back again. This week I was starving for this, And as I always said, people like, comment, subscribe, and follow us on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. And thank you for all the massive support that you guys are giving us on Facebook. 2,000 followers. It's a massive achievement in my eyes. I mean, thank you for all of that. As I said, please share these streams. If you guys want to come in, always can contact. Always you can interact with us on our comments. We always address every single comment that comes in as well. So that's it for me for today. We'll see you again on Saturday on another stream, previewing the games, and maybe looking at some fantasy Premier League as well. And yep, hopefully, Flo, you can join us in as well.
By the way, I messed up my fantasy last week. I messed up. Oh,
I don't know
my
how it
God.
goes wrong this badly.
I messed up in such a way, putting Harry Kane as my captain. I took Greenwood off. Oh, no.
Yeah, I'll just double check.
I'm gonna wild card this week. I haven't had a chance. I've been having a very busy week, but I'm gonna wild card it.
I can't remember what I did with my fantasy.
You done
league.
Kane? I think you put Kane too.
I think so. Oh yes.
Shit, such a bad decision. I thought he was gonna do a hat trick, but
I thought so as well because Kane started.
Disappointment. I should have never gone for him. Why am I going for a Tottenham player?
See, this is what happens. You're a Arsenal fan, Flo. You shouldn't go for Tottenham players.
No, don't get me wrong. Kane has given me many points over for a long time.
So the Talk Football team made 50 points. Actually, I did have Kane, but I had Antonio. Antonio was there, and I
took Antonio off from the first game.
Anyway. I had Antonio in, and I had made him a captain by mistake.
22
so
points, I think.
22 points.
No, that is crazy. I mean, who would have thought that what this guy is doing, Antonio? Unbelievable.
Yeah, but then you never know. He'll dip in form very soon. And that's what happens with these types of players, They'll start it with a storm, and 5 games in. It's the same thing with Adama Traore. 5 games, he'll play like the best footballer ever. And after that, it's all done. That's that. However, yep, it's been 1.5 hours. Brilliant show today. Premier League is back. Ronaldo is back. And Arteta is back for Flo. So, more heartache.
You know what? At the end of the day, we gotta give him the chance. Because that's not down to him. That is partially 50% down to him because he's the one making the decision for the team. He's the one who has to boost the morale. He has to do whatever he got to do to bring the team back to where he belongs. Because at the end of the day, he won the FA Cup with nothing. So he got something. Please, Arteta, please, my friend.
Do something, you know what I mean?
Something.
Do something.
Show us fire, show us passion, show us desire. Make a statement,
He talks so well, isn't it? Like the way he talks so well.
But sometimes, like since the beginning of the season, I didn't like any of his interview. No. I did not like any of his. There's too much negativity. And Edu just spoke to Sky Sports a few days ago, and
I don't like Edu at all, to be honest.
And Edu,
I think he's a bloody weasel.
He was asked a question. So where do you think Arsenal going to finish the league? I don't like to answer that question. I don't know if we can finish 4, 6, 8, 10th. How can you dare? How can you dare say 10th? Oh God! So that tells you at the same time where the mentality is. They got issue. I think
and also that also might be saying something in disguise. Maybe 10th or 8th might be the target this season.
I think they're just gonna roll the dice.
I think so.
I think
it's not acceptable, Flo.
The worst thing, for me, this project that they are planning to, I think they are even happy if there's no European football. It'd be a bonus to have a top to be in Europe. It'd be a bonus. So they already pre-planned from what I'm seeing, and which I hope that they prove me wrong. That Uh,
But to
that
be
they
honest, Flo, with a better manager, this team can make European football, no doubt.
no man, look at the squad. We got a good team.
You got a good
We
team.
got a
This is my
fucking
problem
good
with it.
team. You know, there's a
It's a
bloody
good
good team
team.
there. But it's just, I mean, you got Aubameyang, one of the best strikers in the world. At the end of the day, you know, like
To be honest, Aubameyang needs to give more as well because he is the captain of Arsenal. That captain's armband, it holds a lot of weight,
the
and
thing
he just
since he
he has
signed
to
that
give something.
contract, since he signed that big contract of £350,000 a week, he hasn't been the same. And
Mm,
I know he had a lot. I mean, you know, every player got their personal issues going on.
mm.
Something happened with his mom. Uh, I mean, he had a lot of issues. Yes, I get that, but don't
And
on the pitch. You're losing 2-0. Shout at your players, man. Show that.
and also my other problem is with Granit Xhaka, right? You
Oof.
didn't want to sell him for 20 something odd million when the bid came in for 16.5. To be honest, when it came in, I believe you should have sold him for that money because what did you do afterwards? Just go and give him a new contract, which is unacceptable because why do you want to keep him for so long? He is
No, no,
not good
me.
enough.
Now, for me, I'm still considering the team that we had. We still need the Grand Xhaka because we don't have anyone else right now. Like who's because he's the only one who speak up. Him and Tierney, they're
Mm.
the only one who speak up. So at least because I mean, don't forget that off the dressing room, off the pitch, Xhaka got. I mean, he's a massive leader for everyone, and you need sometimes you don't need a good player. You just need good characters around.
Yes, but
And
this guy when he goes and does that and does a
I'm okay
stupid.
with that. Yeah, I mean that's
Yeah, but the
bad.
thing is, he does it too often, isn't it?
Yes, way too often, way too often. I mean, I'm okay. I mean, I'm okay
Once a
with that, but it's
season, twice a
just
season, I'll agree with you because Rudiger does that as well. Like he does goes and does some random shit, something like that. But this happens to us often during the season. You can't be sent off like 4 5 times a season because of that. You know what I mean?
no, man, that's a problem.
That is a problem.
That is a problem, especially when we don't have anyone to back him up.
Exactly right.
No,
Exactly right.
so I don't know. Well, let's just see.
And
I mean, you
then
know, I
and
mean,
then there was
we are.
another bid came
I
in
mean,
for
at
El
the end of the day,
Neni.
yeah, so that God does a lie. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
and
think
they
when
rejected it.
I mean, I don't think right now we should not sell any players.
Yes, and because you don't have party as well, come
Uh,
yet.
well, he's training apparently. He might play this weekend. Let's hope so. But at
Mhm.
the same time, I think Arsenal should not sell any more players. Just keep what we have because it's gonna be a bumpy season for us Arsenal
It's
fans.
gonna be a
So
long season.
everlasting, fucking hell. I'm not looking forward. I'm not
Yeah.
looking that forward, but
I
this
mean,
is how it
there
is. You know,
is
like
always hope. I would
every
say
club
there is
got
always
e-
hope.
every club got a bad patch. I mean, Chelsea fan. I mean, you guys had your bad patch before Abramovich come. So for
Oh yes,
30, 40
100%.
years, as a Chelsea fan who's been fan for 40, 50 years, you know, only now, finally, after so many years of waiting, you've seen glory only now. So
Yeah.
us,
No,
it's
I
been 10
agree. I
years
mean,
now.
I understand that what you're saying. Like, yes, I agree. I like to put myself in your shoes right now and imagine my club. If this happened to me, I wouldn't be happy at all.
Listen,
But
it came to a point that even people don't banter us anymore.
no, no, I don't want to banter you guys at all. To be honest,
You know, we don't
I'm
even
just
get
sad.
banter because we can't say nothing. We got nothing to defend ourselves. Everything that
I'm just
everyone
sad to be
banners.
honest. It is saddening to be honest.
So Arteta, please, my friend, do
Yep.
your Spanish magic, Catalonia magic, do whatever you go do, bring the best. And the players as well. I mean, not just Arteta, the players need to stand up and not get bullied by any other team. Show character. Just show that you're playing for the fan. You know,
Arsenal.
like show you
Show
play
that
for
they're
the
playing
fan.
for Arsenal.
But I think we deserve this as a fan. We deserve.
100%.
We
I think
need
Arsenal is the most expensive bloody season ticket in the league. They have to
in
play
the
well.
world.
Yeah, they have to play.
In the world, we are the most expensive.
It's just ridiculous. So on that note, I would say, please, Mikel Arteta, do something. put a smile on Flo's face this Saturday. He would love to see you guys
I
win
mean,
against Norwich.
no. You know what? Can I reword that? Not just Saturday, because even if they lose, I'll be the same. Because now
Yeah,
it's not gonna affect too much. The only win that I won, the only change that I want from Mateta just show that we can compete to Europe. We need to be in Europe. Like I want
yeah,
to see win games. I want to see win at Chelsea, at Stamford Bridge. I want to see win big games and not to lose like gimme pigs. You know, like fucking
yeah,
show character. You know, show that you're a good team and players. Please fucking stand up. Don't let your manager down because
yeah.
you are letting your
Be
manager down.
competitive. Be competitive.
Fucking yeah. Fucking go for
Be
the head.
competitive.
Don't just let yeah, man. If I start, man.
Yeah, no.
Anyway,
We'll give it a stop and then. Thank you everybody for joining us. And yeah, 1.5 hours. We'll hope to see you guys again on Saturday. Hope you guys will be here. Uh, and yeah, send us your lovely comments as always, and we will be more than happy to address them as well. Thank you and good night.
and morning.